Row, row, row your boats gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Hello, everybody. I'm Fooked. Hello, viewer. Today is Wednesday, November the 29th. And I'm getting feedback already. Shut up, feedback. Here we go. Hello, viewer. Today it is Wednesday, November 29, 2023. I am Mr. Double Ear Infection Brown, and I trust you are all doing better than me. On this evening's live stream, we are discussing something that happened in entertainment usually, and on the social media, all that malarkey. It was a week where shite happened, and even more bad stuff happened in real life. Really bad stuff, folks. Not good. Okay, so as I always say, instead of me boomering, I'll tell you what I'll do. Because I'm a boomer. Hello. Hello, everybody. Okay, so shall we get some guests out? Yeah, you know it. Let's do it. Okay. First up, set your Jedi power phases to stunning and brave. He's already out. Not Brian. Hello.
Hey. Evening, Brune. Evening,
Hello.
chat. I would
How are you?
normally say evening, fellow guests. I would normally say
There isn't
how are
any.
how are we all next, but there's only you and I, Brown. Where is everybody?
Pass. Well, there's only you and I and the beautiful 42 meaning of life and the galaxy itself people watching. How are you,
Welcome
Brian?
to the channel's finished stream on the Mr. Brown Alliance. It's a bad time to be herding cats. I can only presume everyone's out Christmas shopping. We do have Mega Geek on the way and Z, but they'll be coming in from the pub and join us in a few minutes. I'm doing not too bad, Brown. I hear you're having a bit of difficulty yourself.
Pardon?
Sorry?
Did you say something?
No.
I've double ear infection, folks, wearing headphones too much, a couple of hot knitting needles
Ooh,
in the ears.
a couple of pricks, just like us.
So what's new? There is a guest, by the way.
In the green room?
Once. Yeah. Well, he's in the gold room.
Ah, he's just in the oil bath, is he?
Yes, I can see him dripping as we speak. Shall we get him on?
Yes, for the love of God, yes.
It's great to have you on, by the way, mate.
Thanks. Good to be here.
From a VPN far, far away. It's the golden. Apparently, I was told off the other day for dead air. Did you know that, Brian?
Well, it was, by your own standards, it was quite a low energy stream.
No sleep the night before, 4-hour stream.
You're going to have to go back to your old days of taking a few party sweeties and getting stuck in.
Okay, shall we do some... Here you go, folks. This is 2 seconds of dead air. Here we go. That was 2 seconds. Should we do 5 seconds?
No, no.
5, 4, 3, 2,
no.
1. That was 5 seconds. Should we get the next guest out?
Yes, for the love of Christ.
Okay. Okay, I'm filling for time because I'm Mega Geek. Here we go. So, no, that's you, isn't it?
Set your lightsabers to stunning and brave. It's the wrong guest.
Set your light power phasers to reach around droid. He's from a VPN far, far away. I think it's Tatooine, isn't it? Okay. It's the golden reach around droid of choice. Just ask Uncle Owen. Owen from Wales, you see. It's Zee-3PIO. Zee-ThreePIO.
What the hell was even that?
Hello, mate.
5 second silences. What are you doing?
Just seeing how people's
Disappearing up his own arse.
sense of reality is skewed.
It feels awkward.
It does. It's only 5 seconds, but it
It's only 5
feels.
seconds, but it's very, very awkward. Like
It feels
kissing your sister or something.
Oh, not that awkward, but close.
Yes, that awkward.
How are you doing, my friend?
Oh, frantically trying to stop her tonguing me.
Oh,
I'm very good, thank you. We got spaceships, haven't we? I love spaceships.
we have.
Can't beat a good spaceship. I've already voted.
Apparently, ships. Apparently, shit ships.
You can't call them shits.
Until
the Mega Geek turns up.
Well, he's here, believe it or not. Here you go. Look, Sword in the Storm, Electric Boogaloo 2. 5 seconds of silence for Doctor Who. Not
1,
good.
2, 3.
I watched. I just thought I'd watch Heaven. Is it Heaven Sent?
Well, the Capaldi, great.
Yeah, fucking great
Absolutely
episode that
top
was.
notch.
Yeah, I thought I'd watched that before I came on this evening. I've only seen it once. Great episode.
Absolutely.
Shall we?
That's how Doctor Who should be.
Oh man, what an episode! Great to have you on, Zee. I can't speak.
Oh, yeah.
Please excuse me, my ears are hurting. Shall we get the main man on?
Not the wise old elder of the chat.
It is. You know the rest,
Channel.
apparently.
Yes.
Some people say he's great. What do we say he is? Well,
Sponsored by Monster Munch.
Oh,
And
hello, sorry. Yeah, hi. Sorry I'm late.
That's what
I
she
thought
said.
You normally go on at 8. Sorry, 10:30.
8.
10:30, and I thought you were on at 10:30, but I
No,
didn't want
apparently,
your text.
yeah. It was down to the beautiful people in the chat. Apparently, on a school night, 10:30 is too late. So I just thought, pop it on. Yeah.
Okay.
So, are you well, Ian?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm just knackered. Just been working, editing. My eyes are like,
Oh,
you know, when you've been watching the screen all day, it just gives you a
Yes.
headache. You know what I mean? So it's nice to take a break from time to time. So there you go. How's everybody? How's Brian? How's Z?
Not bad. It's not bad. Thank you.
Very good. Feeling sexy. Looking forward to looking at some good old sexy ships.
Okay.
Is the poll up and running? It is, isn't it? Okay. I will say, folks, same rules as Saturday. Top 2 go through to the final. Yeah. So top 2. Yeah. Top 2 go through to the final. So use your vote wisely. Top 2.
Choose wisely.
Yeah. So top 2 go through. So shall we do it? Ian, great to have you on, mate. Shall we do it?
Thank you. Yep. Let's do it.
Okay. Let's do it.
I'll do it.
Let's do it. 16, everybody. Sweet 16.
That's what she said. And then you said, bye.
Please like, share, subscribe.
Please like, share, and subscribe.
There's an echo.
Please
Please
donate,
donate to the channel.
There you go. Another echo.
If you're feeling that way inclined, obviously, it keeps the lights on. You know, keeps the lights on.
Keeps you in toast and Marmite, doesn't it?
Pays the internet as well.
That's right.
Okay.
Hookers.
I'm working towards that. Chat, hello, we can see you. Hello, chat, hello. Okay, we've covered this on Saturday and Sunday, I think, but a certain individual wasn't here. Do you know who that certain individual was, Ian?
Was it me by any chance?
Possibly.
Okay.
Was it problem being?
Well, he was one of them. Yes,
Problem being, I think he's not happy.
he's
is he?
gone. I think probably's gone, hasn't he?
He's been saying too much bad things.
He's
or-
gone. He's gone. He's gone. Okay. We did notice you on a live stream, and you were somewhat muted.
Well,
Yes.
Yeah.
to tell you the
so-
truth, I was really tired. I was working all day, and I
Got
was
to,
knackered.
folks.
But I tried to say that this was shit, but it seemed like everybody. Well,
Everybody else was loving it. Or
well,
in
no,
denial.
apart from Simon.
They were in
Simon
denial,
didn't
weren't
like it.
Yeah. There were a few complaints online about Simon.
Were they?
Yeah.
Oh,
One on Twitter feed that I read that they thought it was a bit of a downer. But, you know, that's the thing with Type 40. You can speak your mind no matter what you do.
That's right.
Whether you like it or hate it, it's better to hear the complete opinion from all different sides than to just get a channel full of yes men going, oh, he's fantastic, stunning and brave.
Well, it almost felt like it on Saturday.
I think Dan was on a happy dust.
Yeah, he's a huge fan of Doctor Who, and it seems like huge fans of Doctor Who can't live without it, are willing to put
Agreed.
up all kinds of nonsense, really. But the thing is, I was talking to Dan today, and I was saying, look, it's bigger than Doctor Who. This stupid agenda is bigger than Doctor Who. Basically, what it's trying to do, and I hate to use this word, grooming. What it's trying to do is encourage the latest generation, which is little kids, to accept all this rubbish. Like, I tell you how bad it is. I can say it, but it is problematic to say it. Yasmin Finney is a man dressed in a woman's clothes.
Jesus.
Do you know what I mean? It's if society stop you from saying something that's factual, and I'm not mean to like Yasmin Finney. I'm just stating a fact here. If you're not allowed to say something that's fact, then what does that say for going forward about TV shows? Do you know what I mean? About everything, in fact, if you're not allowed to speak the truth.
Well, Amelia. Hi, Amelia. Do you like the husky voice? Hi. Kids aren't watching Doctor Who.
They're not. They're not. I don't know what the ratings was. Anybody know what the ratings was on this?
5 million.
That's
5.04 for the day.
Wasn't that as much as what Jodie got on the first episode of Jodie's one?
No, she got 10.4, I think.
Double, double.
Million. But even Flux, you know, that dreadful story at the end of her tenure, got 5.74 million.
Hi.
So if Jodie's scoring higher than the return of David Tennant and Donna Noble, then something's seriously wrong with the franchise.
Well, look, let's face it, right? It wasn't a very good episode. It was basically Russell T basically going back to the well and putting in all the stupid agenda rubbish in there, and that's all he did, really. As I said, right, you got this. I don't know how old this Yasmin Finney is, but he doesn't look like a 15-year-old at all.
I think he's early 20s.
Yeah, so he's playing a 15-year-old, and it's like, what? And especially that stuff they said to the doctor at the end of the episode, you know, about men and stuff like that. It's really bad.
Male presenting.
Yeah, it's really bad. Again,
Keith, do you want to come on, Keith? Keith, do you want to come on?
Keith won't come, and he hates Doctor Who.
No, I mean, yeah, we're going to do Spaceships in a bit though. Keith, you're more than welcome to come on, mate. Sorry, Ian, I interrupted.
That's all right. No, it's all right. No, I'm just saying that it's bigger than Doctor Who. It's bigger than this wave of shows that is appealing to the minority of people. And let's face it, they are the minority, but they seem to have power now. So, and as Dave Cullen says, the only way to stop them is to walk away.
Yeah, I saw that tonight. Yeah,
not even you know, any comments, because you're feeding the monster, aren't you?
I think this one's for you, Ian. Adam Jones. Go on then, for the peeps.
I would say this episode was shit. It really was.
It really was, especially when you consider back in January, Russell T Davies says that he thinks that woke modern scriptwriters who are obsessed with diversity are rubbish.
Yeah.
and then he goes ahead and does the same thing himself.
Yeah, he's a bit of a dick, isn't he?
Bit of a hypocrite.
He really is. But yeah, as I said, I honestly think that it was just a wasted opportunity. He could have done something for the fans, but he didn't. He just went for the woke stuff. He actually, when you think about it, he went for the woke stuff with energy and you know what I mean. It's not like he's not like he kind of just put it in gently. The whole thing felt like
wallop to the noggin.
I don't know what you guys think, because I actually thought this episode was insulting to me.
Yeah,
as a Doctor Who fan.
How so?
As a Doctor Who fan, it was insulting. The whole thing was insulting. And every time they're saying, "Oh, you got a wonderful daughter, you got a beautiful daughter," and stuff like that, and it's like, well,
they even said
is he though?
They even said at the beginning, they called him. The people in the street said, "Oi, Jason."
Yeah,
got a more rugged jawline than I have.
Yeah, same as me. Yeah, more than mine. Yeah.
And it's like it doesn't work because they copied everything. They copied the thing from ET. If again, I keep saying this. When I said this on Dan's stream, I said Doctor Who's got to grow up. He basically, obviously shut me down as always. But it has to grow up, because the logical things in Doctor Who doesn't apply. It's always logic that they always throw out the window. Like, for instance, if you saw a furry little thing with big eyes behind a bin, the first thing you're going to do is run, aren't you? You're not going to stand there and try and talk to it. I mean, that's what I would do. I don't know about you guys, but it's just
like
saying
a big
the
furry
logic.
rat.
Yes, I mean the logic behind it. You would, if you see a spider, right, the size of your hand, you're going to run, aren't you? You're going to step back. You ain't going to talk to it, are you? It's the same thing. You see this big furry rat thing, you're just going to bolt, aren't you?
Obviously speaks English. Here you go. Oh, hi, Amelia. Oh, hi, Husky. They ruined the sonic screwdriver. For pity's sake, yes.
Yeah. Do you remember in the second Doctor's era when it would undo screws?
Yeah.
And now it does anything that the plot decides that it can do.
But I called it, didn't I? On Dan's channel, I said they're probably going to do something like Iron Man, where they have the thing come up and you can, in thin air, and you can push things around. And that's exactly what they did. With David Tennant when he was looking at those. And also that woman in the wheelchair.
I'm him.
Yeah, that woman in the wheelchair, wasn't she smug?
Yeah, I want to. Smug. I can't stand smug.
I still can't get over the fact she's got a standard metal NHS wheelchair, which has rockets and taser darts in it.
Yeah, it was
their unit, for God's sake. They have access to alien tech. Make us something great.
You know what, right?
Davros isn't using it. Give him his chair.
Yeah.
Davros isn't using it.
Do you know what, right? Unit, as every episode now, I see a woman's in charge of unit. It's like, no, look at the army, for instance. You haven't got women in charge of you haven't got the main people as women. They're all men. Because, it just.
Here you go. Amelia Bedelia. She was cocky. Oh, yes. Cocky. Smug and cocky. Stream killer.
I don't. You're not a fan of Doctor Who, are you, Brian?
No, not really. I've still got my blurb that I gave my entire opinion on Sunday night for the stream.
Obviously, Brian. Oh, sorry, Brian. Sorry. I was going to crack a gag then, but I'll let you go first.
Crack a gag, Brown. Give us the first gag. The first gag of the evening is away.
Brian was being careful because he's north of the border and he doesn't want to get arrested for
misgendering.
Wrong think.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, it is. It's very much like that up here.
Knock on the door.
It's really stupid.
I could sit and give you all my basically what I said on Sunday night, but if you want to move on, you've said enough.
Please do.
Well, I've kind of covered. If you want to move on, Brown, butter on.
No, I want the full fat of Ian with regards.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, what more can you say? For instance, right? Everybody keeps saying to me that David Tennant looks great for his age. He doesn't. He looks freaking old, right? And you can tell he's aged. And they gave him that really stupid hairstyle. Well, why is his hair like that?
Sponsored by L'Oreal.
And also, right? Why does he keep mentioning the Jodie doctor all the time as well? And it's just like the whole thing was a waste of my time. It really was. And what is the point of having those pincers, those other monsters with the red eyes? How
They were
does
the
that
goodies
help?
though, weren't they? Timkins Lotus Eaters have done a great takedown today. Yeah, I've been watching Lotus Eaters.
I've
You know,
Watched
yeah,
that
really good.
takedown earlier.
Yeah.
Mm. And what's her name? Look, she's obviously put on weight, hasn't she? What's her name?
Donna.
Yeah, what girl who plays Donna? I can't remember her real name.
Catherine
Donna.
Tate.
Tate.
Well, she's
Yeah.
in her early 50s.
I know,
she,
but
she looks pretty good for early 50s. I know she's had work done, but she looks great.
she had work done.
Yeah, I think when she was, I think she cracked Hollywood after Doctor Who for a while.
Did she?
Yeah, I'm sure she did. So she had had a bit of work done. Nothing too major, but she looks great.
Mm.
That's just because your testicles are full, bro.
How do you know? See, here you
Yeah,
go.
I've seen them.
See, they're backing me up. Sword in the Storm 1.
I wouldn't give her anything.
Oh,
I'll give her another donut because I know she'll want that. But that's about it, really.
welcome to Fat Shaming on Mr. Brown Alliance.
But seriously, though, the whole episode was just a waste of my time. Nothing new here. David Tennant turns up in Camden, steps out, and via coincidence, he's in the same place with Donna. And it's like, okay. Then this UFO lands, and then she's not looking at it, and they say that's a joke, but it's not. It's just stupid.
And people go, oi, oi, Jason.
Yeah. And then we got that thing about her, whatever her name is, him or whatever you call him. And then and then it just goes on and on and on. It's just it was rubbish. And the thing that the most insulting thing of all is that the doctor never saved the day.
No,
Again,
it was the women.
it was the women. And it's like, well, it's called Doctor Who.
Well, that's
So-
because he's stupid malpresenting Time Lord.
But see, they're doing the same things that the Americans are doing with the franchises. They're getting the hero and they're pushing him in the back, and some woman's always got to be better than him. And that's that really. So as I
There you
said,
go, mate. Tashimi. Oh, sorry, chat moved up. Here you go. Tashimi's loving you, mate. Here you go.
there you go.
I never had agreed more with Mega Geek. Now,
I do have my
good
moments.
for you.
And what is it? The Meep thing. You know, a lot of people don't know the comic strip. I didn't know the comic strip, but I was told that it was evil anyway. So, Doctor Who man. So you know what I mean. So
Not
it's
today,
just,
then, mate.
it was just a waste of my time. Really.
Um,
And those costumes for those second aliens looked awful, didn't it? It looked like there were men in suits, and they were men
Yeah.
in suits.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what?
As I said on Saturday, I didn't have a problem with Rose.
I did.
Well, the only problem I had was they slapped you over the head with it.
I had a problem with Rose because there was no need for her to be in the episode. I mean, I guess the story's
Well,
written
there
around her
was,
because if it wasn't for her, they wouldn't have saved the day, right?
Yeah.
Really, it should have been the doctor that saved the day.
I even thought Donna talked totally different to what she did 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Did you like the pronouns scene with the? I think it was called the meat.
No, I
Beat the meat.
Yeah. I'm going to beat the meat.
It's really funny because what makes me laugh about Doctor Who is that when he turns up on Earth, why doesn't he just go, "What year is this?" Because he must have been there so many times. How is he supposed to know what year he's
The
landed
year
in?
is 1984.
Should ask someone, what year is this? Oh, it's the year of the pronouns. Okay, I know what to do now.
Amelia
You know what I mean?
Bedelia. Hi, Amelia. The doctor is supposed to be the boss.
Yes, he is. But he was just a fool to the women.
Here we go. Home media minefield. I don't think I'll bother watching this. Avoid it, mate. It's dog shit.
Avoid it like the plague, pal. Avoid it like the plague.
Here you go, Professor Artsu. The pronouns scene is where I turned it off.
Me too. Somebody had to
Hashtag me too.
No, somebody had to tell me what happened in the ending, because once that scene happened, I just went, oh, can't watch this. So I watched up to that point, and I turned it off, and I
went downhill from there.
And then my brother told me what happened, so I goes, okay, all right, fine. That's what happened, because he told me about the hit doctor not saving the day and all that stuff.
This is good advice, John Z. Or is it John Z? Avoid it like Bud Light.
It is ludicrous.
Apparently, there's a super duper super chat.
Is there?
Yeah, from a overly generous, beautiful person.
Who be that then?
Common people.
Ian, would you care to read it in your best Jamaican?
No, shall I read it as
in your best Jamaican?
No,
no, because he loves you. It gets off when you say.
I'm not very good at the Jamaican accent. I'm not. I'm good at a short round now.
Give it a go.
No, I don't know.
You do a mean Trinidad and Tobago.
Trinidadian. Just finished.
Yeah, that'll be man. Yeah, man.
Better than any of us.
Big on.
Bad news for everyone. With a room temperature of an IQ. Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Remember, real money, folks. Blade Runner is next. There you go.
Stella.
Common people, you are an absolute diamond. Thank you, my friend.
And Blade Runner is a Christmas movie.
We need to do Blade Runner. We've been sitting on it for 18 months now. Can you believe it?
I'm afraid I agree. Not just because it was £50 waived in your general direction, but I agree with him.
Generosity. Thank you, my friend.
I don't think Die Hard is a Christmas movie. It's a movie that's an action movie that's set around Christmas. It's not a Christmas movie, in my opinion.
By osmosis became one, didn't it?
It was written by Shane Black, and Shane Black loves writing stuff at Christmas time, doesn't he? So, yeah.
Okay, so I know it's not good to talk about other channels, or is it?
You can if you want.
I kind of got the feeling with Dan. I know he loves Doctor Who.
Mm.
Yeah, I know he loves Doctor Who. It's like me with Star Trek. I was just kind of, a starving man, if you give him a cracker, it's a feast.
Yeah.
I thought that a little.
Well, Dan's a huge fan of Doctor Who.
Massive fan, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't blame him. There are certain people, when it comes to TV shows, they're that geeky about it that they won't hear anything bad about it, or they accept it's bad, but they would still keep watching. But I think the problem with Doctor Who and all the franchises that happen, it's far more bigger than the actual shows themselves. This stuff they are pushing onto kids, and let's face it, they are aiming it for kids.
Well, it's the Disney way, isn't it?
It's disgusting. It's horrible, and it shouldn't be done. So that's what I'm against. It's not so much Doctor Who itself. I'm against what they're trying to push fully, and that's why, right? That's why I'll always support the Drinker. I'll always support Gary. And I'll always support Dave Cullen, because they're in the front line trying to...
Dave Cullen's really fucking on point this last few weeks. Dave, please join us one week. Dave, please.
Trying to basically spread the word that this crap is not good for society. Who else is spreading the word? Not the media. You know what I mean? Well, it's them and other people that I don't know as well. So I'll always support them, because I think it's right.
And I will say the 91. That's 91 people watching this are of the same opinion of those great people and us.
Yeah.
So small starts,
I mean, I don't care what anyone says. It doesn't matter what you think of them. as people, the thing that I know, which is a fact, is that they are literally fighting against it and they're putting themselves out there. So you can't say any further than that, right?
I think I'm going to stick my neck out here. I think Dave Cullen is probably better. He's probably the best one at the moment.
He's very cautious, Dave.
Yeah, very measured,
Yeah.
and I like that.
Yeah. I mean,
I think Dave's on point. Yeah, really good.
I think, I don't know if you guys agree, but I think Dave speaks from the heart, but he's very cautious on what he says. He picks his words very carefully, unlike, you know, Gary, who speaks from the heart and just, you know, tells you how he thinks it is, and, do you know what I mean, and says it how he thinks he should say it. Do you know what I mean? With that spontaneous, at that spontaneous moment. But Dave never ever does anything live, so he's cautious about what he writes and what he says.
Yeah,
you know?
he goes on the bigger channels. Yeah,
yeah.
Dave, we need you on here. I've got nothing to come on here. Here you go, Smilex. I'm 62 of the people here. Most of these are my dummy. Well, normally it's swappers. So,
well, how do you know
done.
Smilex isn't swappers?
Oh, that is Smilex. Are you swappers? Are you Emperor Kippers? We just don't know. I bet 80 of those are Kippers. Kippers is keeping this channel afloat, isn't he?
And again, I will say, right, that I am 100% for diversity. Very much so,
yes.
right? So don't what you call it, don't get it wrong. I want diversity, but I actually think what they're doing is wrong. How they're trying to achieve it is absolutely wrong, destructive, and quite frankly, not kind.
Yeah, they're trying to in a nutshell, they are trying to confuse certain
none of it felt like it
individuals
meant to be there. It just felt forced and completely in your face at all times with it.
Yeah.
It's depopulation.
I don't mind diversity. It's just baseball bat diversity.
Yeah.
Just give it a rest, mate.
But it's the thing, like they literally destroy people's lives, you know, like
young people's lives.
Who's the guy that used to be in Thin Blue Line?
James.
Yeah. James Dreyfus? Is it Dreyfus?
James Dreyfus, yeah, they destroyed him, didn't they?
They literally have wrecked his career, right? Because he was honest about what he said, you know, and he's gay, isn't he?
Yeah, he's gay.
Yes, he is.
So that's what I'm saying. And they literally see, that's the kind of thing I think it's really, really, really bad that they have the power to do that. And this is a minority. Always remember, this is a minority of people that's actually. This is taking years. It started in the 70s. As I said, right, a lot of people don't realize this thing started in the 70s and now it's here and now they're in power. So there you go.
Here you go, folks. I've been burgled, which, as you know, is never good. This next generation is going to be indifferent to the shit because it's been shoved down their throats from birth.
But not if we all stand and say what's on our minds.
I would say
word gets out there, because word of mouth is stronger
than as well as.
Yes, I'm saying, but word of mouth is stronger than anything the media can put out there. That's why, as I said, right, people should speak their minds. They should say exactly what is a fact, really. That's what I think.
Here you go, superstar this evening. Amelia Bedelia, don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. Women don't pack wood. They do now.
Have you seen what is it? Gosh, who's that Jewish fella?
Oh, I was gonna say Dylan Mulvaney earned $2 million last year.
And women don't realize that these people are coming after them.
Yeah, and they're embracing it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not for women. They're there to destroy women, destroy the value of a woman. That's what they're trying to do. And it's
women
crazy
are beautiful,
when you think about it.
Beautiful to be adored. But
what's that guy who's against all this nonsense? He's Jewish. What's his name? Daily Wire. The guy from the Daily Wire.
Oh, Ben Shapiro.
Have you seen? They've made a comedy. But have you seen the trailer?
Yes.
No.
About the so basically, as far as I can tell from the trailer, it's about a bunch of people that they're crap at sports, and suddenly think somebody comes up with the idea, why don't we pretend to be trans so we can go into these girls' sports and trash them all. That I think that's basically what it's about, and it's a comedy, so I might see it.
I actually quite like the look of Lady Ballers as well.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
It's called what?
Lady Ballers.
Lady Ballers.
I think
Apparently,
it's
everybody.
basketball.
I think I'll.
Is it basketball? Yeah. So it looks
Okay.
quite funny, actually.
Okay, so getting back to Doctor Pooh, I've been considering not watching the next episode.
I'm going to watch it because Dan's a really good friend of mine, so I'm going to watch it for Type 40, but I doubt if I'll watch the shooty stuff. I'm going to watch the last two, and then kind of that's it, really, in my opinion, because I know shooty stuff is going to be even worse, in my opinion.
As I said, I watched Heaven. Is it Heaven Sent?
Yeah, that's terrible. I didn't like that one.
What?
I love that episode.
Oh, do
That was
you?
a great episode.
I didn't like. The only Peter Capaldi one I liked was Mummy on the Orient Express. I loved that one. I thought that one was a really good episode. Real Doctor Who stuff. That one, I thought. I don't know what you guys. Maybe you guys don't remember it.
Shit.
Do you remember it, Z?
Yeah, I remember it.
Yeah, I remember Mummy on the Orient Express. It was pretty good.
It was really good because one, it felt like real Doctor Who was all in one set.
Yeah.
The train, and two, had a monster, and had an intriguing storyline. So I thought it was a really, really well written, performed episode of Doctor Who. And his era was rubbish. Let's face it. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Unlike Kill the Moon, which was a fucking
sucked.
egg.
Yeah,
I hated that episode.
Yeah, it was just stupid episode. It really was. But there you go. Kill the Moon was absolute nonsense. Total rubbish.
Totally.
Okay. Did I interrupt you then? Sorry.
No. Go ahead.
Okay. We saw the BBC were even railing on the episode, the delivery system for the message. Did you see the review?
Yeah, I did, but I got a feeling he's been fired. What was his name? Because he had a really familiar name, wasn't he? The guy that reviewed it.
Will Jordan?
No, it wasn't Will Jordan. What was the name? Was it Chris Columbus or something like that? No, it wasn't. It was
Christopher Columbus. I thought he was out
famous.
He's out sailing boats, isn't he?
Yeah. I think he's got. I don't know who wrote it. Who wrote that bloody review?
Chat, help us out. Who wrote the BBC review? Please help us out. We covered it on Sunday, but
did you?
Yeah, or was it Saturday? You missed staff meetings. You see,
I was so tired, pal. I was going to come on, and I fell asleep.
Punchable face. The reviewer must watch.
A drinker, yeah. Because he kept saying the message, didn't he?
Alan Smithy.
No, it was. I don't know. He's got a name that from a famous.
Oh, here we go. Titan coming in. Cheers, Titan.
There you go.
Yeah,
Neil Armstrong. Yeah,
and not the one who landed first
on
the moon.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Hugh Jass. Yeah, Hugh Jass.
Hugh Jass.
Okay, so we are going to be watching next episode. Yeah.
Well, I am. I don't know about anybody else.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it because I hate myself.
Here you go, folks. Joshua. Hello, Joshua. $2. Hail Legends. How's Ruin been lately? He's missed. Yeah, he is. Do we know?
Don't know.
Well, he's been posting back on Twitter again, so hopefully he's be in the mood to join us for that Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, he promised to be back before Christmas.
Do you know, Dan said something to me today that made sense. He says YouTube
Cheers, Josh.
Streaming people, it has changed since, since the pandemic. It literally has changed, you know. So yeah. Now, what was once, you know, really exciting to do, live streams, become kind of, I don't know.
Well,
Like a
paying-
fucking wake, basically.
paying,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
paying my bills. You go, I've been burgled, which, as we know, is never nice. $5. Thank you, my friend. I always support Mr. Brown. Thank you, my friend. You get me through work, and it's nice to get a UK panel on these topics. Hail chat, hail panel.
Where did this
Thank
thing come from about hailing?
Doomcock.
Doomcock.
Doomcock. Ah,
Yeah,
Doomcock,
hail.
right.
It's the universal greeting of the, I suppose, in inverted commas, fandom
Oh.
menace.
Is Doomcock still going?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. He's,
Oh, I hear he's
Yeah,
not been
still-
killed.
No, well,
Yeah.
I haven't had any feed on my my YouTube channel. Usually, I get feeds from Doomcock.
have you been unsubscribed? Because
Yeah, maybe I
they've
have. I
been
need
on.
to check.
Yeah, YouTube have been at it again.
Yeah, I'll have to check. won't I?
Oh, yeah, I was unsubscribed because I clicked the unsubscribe button.
I was.
I don't
"Hello,
mind
Vex.
Doomcock.
Hello, Rennie.
I don't mind him.
Yeah, I like Doomcock.
But I
even-
think he's all
even
right.
though he's got his
I think-
haters, but there you go.
I think because he says him and is it Pasha always say from our contacts.
Pinch of salt.
But I reckon they've been fooled, because I reckon they can't, those contacts and those things they get from they say from the actual house itself. I reckon they've been fed rubbish, because all the stuff they've been saying hasn't really come true, is it?
Possibly.
Like Kathleen Kennedy was leaving, and she's got this contract that she can't get fired and all that nonsense. I reckon it's all them giving them
Okay.
wrong stuff. But anyway, whatever.
Shall we
Imagine if it
move
was
on?
Kathleen Kennedy with a voice changer
Yeah.
just to fuck with them,
Can you
bringing
imagine
Doomcock up and giving him hints and tips.
Yeah,
Or,
it could be.
Doomcock said he would reveal himself at a
When?
million subs. Can you imagine if he revealed himself and it was KK?
He's never going to
What's
reveal
this
himself.
female?
Okay. And yeah, and Dave Filoni's Harvey Cthulhu. Okay, and I'm
Dave
not
Filoni.
Bombshell. Shall we move on?
For the love of God,
It's
please.
a sidestep anyway.
Please.
Oh no, another side.
Anybody see this?
Oh, God.
Yes.
So
Did that double press? Look, here we go. That double press then. Here you go. That was the first.
Mm,
Uh,
yeah, it was. Yeah.
Matt Smith has been removed from An Adventure in Time and Space.
Yes.
So that's the 2013 version.
Mm.
Yes.
And that's the new version.
Yes.
Let
Why
me.
have they
I
done this?
just like to say one thing, right? Or
Double
more
press,
so
sorry,
than one
folks.
thing. Okay, right. So there's two things I like to talk about here, right? One was the discussion I had with Brian about the skirt, or he says
Kilt.
it's
That
The
sounds
kilt,
really, really
the kilt.
dodgy.
right. So so basically, right. According to Brian, he's wearing a skirt, and I agree. I'm probably wrong about that.
I said,
But-
no, I said kilt.
Kilt. Sorry, I killed. Sorry. I
If
meant
it's the
kilt.
same picture we're talking about.
Yeah. I meant kilt. I'm wrong about that, because I think Brian is right that he's wearing a kilt. And it's the same thing with this as well, right? With Shooty replacing Matt Smith, right? Do you think, right, that I think all this is deliberate, right? They put Shooty in a kilt because it looks like a skirt, right? Then, right, the explanation for this is that it was always intended to have different doctors on Doctor Who Day when they play this, right? But yet they didn't have Jodie on Doctor Who Day, was it a couple of years ago, or Peter Capaldi replacing Matt Smith. So that's what I'm saying. I think this is deliberate. This is definitely deliberate. They want a gay man to represent the Doctor, and so they've replaced Matt Smith deliberately because they want a gay man representing the Doctor. And it's the same thing with the kilt, right? They put him in the kilt because it looks a bit like a skirt. He's wearing a woman's blouse.
Fucking.
And sorry,
That's
that bad?
insulting
No, I'm just saying.
national
I'm not insulting anything.
dress.
I'm just saying it looks because it looks a bit like a skirt. And also he was wearing a woman's blouse, right? And he just looks odd. And it's done deliberately. That's why I believe it's done deliberately. There's no mistakes here at all. Right? And this is the reason why we've got Shooty standing there replacing Matt Smith, because they want this kind of thing to represent Doctor Who now.
When he says just put brown in it and make it lame.
But
He was basically rocking. He was rocking the Muriel Grey look.
Okay.
He's got a clue what I'm talking about. No, I mean,
no, I don't.
Amelia Bedelia.
What is
Hi.
sorry?
I
What is
disagree.
What is that? You said, Brian? Am I mistaken then?
I said he was rocking it. It was a joke. He was rocking the Muriel Grey look. She's a kind of apt reviewer. And she always used to wear a big pair of industrial fucking steel toe cap boots along with a kilt.
Here you go, folks. Punchable face. They are trolling us.
They are. And that's why Dave Cullen says, walk away. Just leave them to it. And I think he's right.
So what we're saying is dead, folks.
Yeah, well, the point I'm trying to make
Not
is
even resting.
everyone that's into Doctor Who, like Dan is saying, that they always intended to replace the Doctor, but I don't think that was the case. I think they deliberately put him there to make a statement, and they put him in a kilt to make a statement. That's a roundabout's way. That's what I'm saying. So
Soul is a house brick, isn't it? Here you go, Franco Walker. Them are trolling us. Yes.
Well, let them.
I've been burgled, which is never nice. They've killed the bloody Doctor, yeah. And Amelia Bedelia, nothing more manly than a man in a kilt.
Oh, yes.
There you go, Ian. You're wrong. So
No, I
suck it up.
accept. There's nothing wrong with being wrong. If you're wrong and you've been proven wrong, you have to be graceful, bend the knee,
Ian,
and say,
you're wrong.
I was wrong. And I am wrong. I mean, Brian knows more about
you were wrong
than me. So if he says it is, then I have to, bow and say, okay, it is. But
Okay.
I will say these things are done deliberately, though. That's what I would say.
Highly, yeah. Nothing's by accident.
No.
Shall we sidestep?
Are we going to sidestep?
Well, it's kind of, well, I don't know. It's kind of, well, here you go. Franco, perfect. Secret of comedy. Yeah. Is timing. Hold on, Franco. You must have seen the slides, mate. Russell T. Davis has absolutely lost it. A supreme narcissist. He has commissioned a hashtag Doctor Who special all about himself.
Oh, is he?
Imagine Russell T. Davis, the Doctor and me, confirms BBC air dates 18th of December.
Is that a story about a great big fat guy who used to be good at writing?
Goodness sake.
Well,
you can't spell retard without RTD.
Look, I've got nothing against Russell. And, if he wants to write about his sexuality and put it into whatever he creates, that's fine with me. But again, as I said, your Russell is being part of this agenda which stops free speech. That's basically what he's doing. And I don't think that's right, personally.
Are we going to be watching this?
No.
Will Dan be watching it?
Probably. There was something on Channel 5 recently, wasn't there? The scandals of Doctor Who.
Oh yeah, was that last Saturday?
Yeah, because Dan's going to send it to me because I never saw it, so it's going to be interesting to see that. Yes, that's called Doctor Who 6 Years: Secrets and Scandals, and that was on Channel 5.
Probably all the last 5 years, but okay.
Yeah,
Shall
probably.
We've got 20 seconds before we move on. Anything to add, anybody?
No. Let's see some spaceships.
Okay, we've got some spaceships coming up, folks.
Spaceships.
So okay, there is the vote going. I think most of you have voted, but if you're late to the party, folks, please vote, and we'll just go through the semi-finalists. Remember, top two go through to the final.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Look at that. Drink, everybody. Look at that.
Fantastic. Look at that.
Ooh.
Beautiful.
Wait a moment. Didn't we not just we reviewed this, didn't we, before?
Yes. We're
And
into
Ian,
semis.
it's called a semi-final.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. I didn't realize what was going
You've
on.
missed staff meetings, you see.
I know. Just like Dr. McCoy.
Yes. Who would like to go first? Who's a massive fan of the Enterprise? Let me think. Brian, you're a big fan of the Enterprise.
Do you know, in every single ship stream so far, I've said, all these Enterprise vessels look the same to me. And I've been told by the chat that that's a disgusting piece of spaceship racism. So
Yes.
I'm afraid
Good night.
I've had to go woke. First appearing in Star Trek: The Motion Picture, it was designed by Andrew Probert, based on Mike Minor and Joe Jennings' concept for the Phase 2. My genuine thoughts on this: it's a nice tweak on the original design. It gives a more modern look while staying really pretty faithful to the classic design.
Yeah.
The one thing I noticed, obviously, is that there's an awful lot of extra detailing, which I think is vital for the fact that it was going to be on the big screen. I do like this
definitely.
design, but it's taken me an hour and a half staring at the screen to be able to work out that it was different from any other Star Trek ship. So, bring in the experts.
Love the paneling on this saucer. It's amazing.
The Aztec
really
paneling,
is.
yeah, it's brilliant, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It gives it a real built battleship sort of feel.
It gives it a real feel because when you see the individual panels on the I guess that's the way they would build it. If they were building it in real life, it would be all the panels and stuff, wouldn't it? So, but I do think this design is so original. As I said, you can't really copy that design at all, can you? You know, it's so iconic and it's so recognizable that, I mean, even a normie would know what ship this comes from. Do you know what I mean? So interesting.
Would you like a little story about Mr. Brown?
Mr. Brown.
When I was a child and we used to go shopping to the local town every Saturday. This would have been probably, I think this had just been released on VHS.
Right.
So it would have been very, very early 80s.
Oh.
And I never went to the cinema when I was a kid, but I was a massive fan of Star Trek. And I always remember I was walking up the street of Castleford, and in the local TV rental place, I think it was it Radio Rentals or Valences? Probably Valences. There was a TV just playing the motion picture. And I just caught where it does the beauty shot right at the end, where it does the, it kind of arcs over the camera, then warps into space, and then it finishes. I was just stood in the street watching it. I must have been, 11? Absolutely mind-blowing. I can remember it now, and I'm 55, and I can remember it now. Just love this ship. It's just, I think it's a masterpiece.
As I said, it's so original that there's never been anything that's tried to copy it. Because if you try to copy it, then everybody will instinctively know it's the Enterprise. That's the reason why I think this is one of the best spaceship designs kind of ever, really. Let's face it.
Here you go, folks. See, Smilex gets this, or is it Swappers?
It might be Swappers.
Las Vegas and Las Vegas have a lot in common. They do. In both towns, you can pay for sex with chips. Or Ponte Carlo, that's another one, yeah.
Ponte Carlo.
Yeah, Pontefract. Okay. So, anything to add, anybody? It's a thing of beauty. It is look at that.
It is, really is
Yeah,
amazing.
look at that. Yeah, look at that.
I had this as Ertl kit when I was a teenager.
Same here. I got the motion picture one, I loved it.
Well, that was the one my brother sat on.
Was it really?
Yeah,
I
it was
loved
that.
it.
It was. Yeah, I made it. I can't. It wasn't Airfix. It was.
Yeah, 55.
No,
It
it's
was.
Ertl.
Ertl, yeah.
No,
Same
it was
we had.
something begin with M.
AMT Ertl. That's what it was.
Oh, is it?
'cause
Oh, yeah.
that was the only
that,
kit what was licensed.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
fairly big, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was what was it, about 16 inches long?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what yes.
I actually painted it.
Yeah, same
painted it.
here. One
Really careful. The
yeah,
painting.
another story into the life of a younger Mr. Brown. I was so bored one afternoon. I went out in the backyard and set fire to the Enterprise.
Oh, really?
Long-
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to see it burn. My Enterprise burnt long before Star Trek 3.
Oh no, it's 22 inches long.
Oof.
Still
Mr.
good.
Brown,
sir.
That's like
pyromaniac.
Liam Neeson size.
Yes, folks, Mr. Brown was a little bastard, little pyromaniac when he was younger, so. Okay, that's number one then, folks. USS Enterprise, NCC 1701. Refit. Star Wars TIE Interceptor.
Very good.
Brian, apparently you used to be a fan of Star Wars. Thoughts?
Yes, I used to be a fan of Star Wars. Just as well your brother didn't sit on this one. It could have been rather painful.
If it was pointed up, yeah.
Yes. Well, the first appearance, certainly in the films, was Return of the Jedi for this one.
Oh, yes.
It's quite similar to Vader's TIE Fighter from 1977, but with the angled wings. Obviously made a bit more menacing with the protruding forked tongues on each side. It's got a superb silhouette. Again, it's another iconic design. But apparently the Interceptor was originally canoned as being first used 3 years before the Battle of Yavin, but was retconned in the Fallen Order to be 14 years before the Battle of Yavin. That's the computer game. I like this, but it's not really one of my favourites. I prefer the original TIE Fighter design, and I think Vader's probably more so than that.
Yeah.
Again, the sound design is what makes this and the original TIE Fighter so special, I think.
This one's higher pitched, isn't it, Z?
Well, it doesn't have shields or a hyperdrive.
What?
So it is weaker in sense than some other ships in the Star Wars universe, but it is really, really nippy.
Like a Nissan Micra.
Can corner on a dime. Absolutely corner. And it's a great ship, and it moves really fast.
It is Ralph McQuarrie again, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. Actually, no, it might not have been because I don't know. I think it was.
It was. I'm sure it was. He did everything, didn't he?
Well, he designed all the ships in Star Wars, but I don't know if another artist came in and improved on them. I don't know.
Here goes Stu Dent, another otter. Is this Swappers again? The TIE. I liked the TIE Bomber as well. The TIE Bomber was kind of cool. The double capsules
From Empire. Yep.
Yeah.
It's not much use now, though, since they brought in the ULEZ restrictions.
Very good.
Lead balloon.
Sword in the Storm. Is it pronounced Interceptor or Interceptor?
Don't know.
Interceptor.
Brian?
Interceptor.
Interceptor, then, yes.
Interceptor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Ego, student, apparently it's not swappers.
Maybe he could be lying.
He's lying. Okay, so I had the model kit of this when I was younger.
I think I had the toy ones. You press the side bits and the wings fly off.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I didn't get that.
Did
that
you
rings
not?
a bell.
No.
No, this was a really nice shade of well, same blue as this really, and
Yeah.
in the just off the middle of the cockpit, at the top, you can see one on here through the wing missing part. There's a little section there that you just press down, and the wings would just fly off. And the springs are actually quite tight. They used to fly across the fucking room. I love this, but not as much as the original TIE Fighter.
Mm.
Ego, Sword in the Storm. I have toys of 3 TIE Fighters from the 90s. Nice. God, I'd wished I kept and not destroyed my Star Wars models. Things you do as, as a kid, yeah.
Well, I wish my brother never sat on it. My Enterprise. Yeah.
Okay, so that is Star Wars TIE Interceptor. Look at that.
Engage.
USS Enterprise NCC 1701D for Delta. Z?
This is another ship that I had a model of.
So,
This is a great ship. When it originally came out, I didn't like it. I thought it was fat and dumpy, and looks like the last girl in the disco at the end of the night. But as time progressed, I grew to love it, and I do appreciate some of the design improvements they made. I love the fully separating saucer section, and it's probably the ship that I know more about than any other ship, because we've literally explored every single part of it.
really?
It's great.
Like the bedrooms?
Yeah. Well, of course, you've seen the crew quarters.
Yeah.
You've seen every single part of this ship.
Yeah.
Do
you see the shitter the same as you do in the Book of Boba Fett?
I think you might do. But it's a great ship. It's a shame they gave it to Deanna and she crashed it immediately.
Yeah, she did.
Ego, Amelia Bedelia, Captain Picard cured my daddy issues. Yeah, he's from just around the corner from where I am. Huddersfield. Yeah.
I didn't know you lived in France, Brown.
Stuart didn't. Picard allegedly did, though.
Pucard, as we call him now.
Yeah. Ian, thoughts?
I do like this ship, but
ship or shit?
I do like it, but to me, it always looks like a toy in the show. It doesn't have the gravitas of the Enterprise. I just don't like. It has too many windows, in my opinion. I mean, I do like it. It does look. It's trying to make it more sleeker with the what do you call those sides again? Somebody correct?
Nacelles.
Nacelles. It kind of curvy nacelles, and it's trying to make it look very futuristic and stuff like that. But I don't know. I still think the Enterprise, the refit of the Enterprise, it looks much better. And it's a shame, really, because this was the upgrade from the 60s. You would think that the design would be slightly better than this, but they decided to go for a complete round head and
Ryan Johnson.
Like Ryan Johnson's
I'm here all week.
Yeah. So I just don't I think it's okay, but I think they could have designed it better, in my opinion.
I agree with that. I don't like the colour, if anything. Look who's here. Geek Rambles.
Hello. I hope you're okay, love.
That's duck egg blue, if I recall. I had to get a lot of duck egg blue to paint this thing.
You had the same. You probably bought the same model kit I did.
Yeah, almost definitely.
Did it have lights in it when you brought it?
No.
Or did you have to put the lights in yourself?
Yeah, if you wanted lights in it, you had to do it yourself. I couldn't be bothered, so I just left it as is, but just fully painted.
But they have again. I would say this. They have this model in Forbidden Planet, which is in the West End, the hanging above the ceiling. I don't know if it's still there actually.
It was quite a big one though, isn't it?
Yeah, I always wanted it. When I saw it in the shop, I was like, "Can I have that? How much is that?" So yeah, fantastic. I wonder where they got that from. Probably got it specially made for the store, didn't they?
I never liked the families aspect of it.
Where they had families on board, you mean?
Yeah. It's a military vessel, for God's sake.
Yeah.
It was just a little bit too forward thinking for my liking, that. Stream killer. Okay, sorry, I was taking a drink then. Okay. Brian, did I ask you? Can't remember.
Oh, you didn't. And well, I suppose I better give you my opinion, considering I spent about 4 hours today trying to work out which NC.
I think we would all, the chat especially, and me, would value your input. Yes.
Trying to work out which NCC 1701 DICK was which. So yeah, it's the ship from. This is how clever I am at the moment. The ship from Star Trek: The Next Generation. I think this design's slightly more otherworldly than previous iterations. It's a slicker design. I think it looks kind of like the sports model, if you will. I think the extra colour provided probably a bit of special effects more than anything. Are a nice touch. I don't mind this vessel. I think it suits the show pretty well. It's almost definitely not going to beat the classics for obvious reasons. And I do believe this particular one, as of current canon, is currently residing in a museum thanks to Kunta Kinte himself, Jordan LaForge.
Excellent.
It is. You know, it was really warming to see it come out of the space dock in season 3.
Yeah.
It was really good. So it got the feels right back. I remember. You did that all yourself, Geordie. You fucking machine.
You just nicked the star drive from another ship. Here you go. Word Wizard, Captain Affinity. Yeah, I do like the Enterprise E. Yeah, Brown loves the E. Yes. Thank you, man's joke.
Enterprise,
but not the D
with an E.
Moving on. Okay, so anything to add?
Nah.
Let's move on then. Okay, I will say if you've not voted, folks, please do so. Suits you, sir. Z, would you like to go first, my friend?
It's a pile of junk.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
But it's the best pile of junk in the galaxy.
That's this.
I love the Millennium Falcon. It is the definition of a shit ship. But everything about it is just perfect. From its iconic design to its multiple malfunctions. I only wish that it didn't have a droid as part of its operating system.
What, to bang the droid?
Yeah, that's what you need, is a feminist droid controlling your hyperdrive. Left. No, my left. No. But it's great, isn't it? It's what can I say about this ship that hasn't already been said?
You go, Sword in the Storm, the first spaceship I ever owned. Oh, look at that.
Cool. Yes. Just look at it. It's beautiful, isn't it? I actually got worried when in Return of the Jedi, when Lando flew it into the Death Star super chassis and it lost its dish. I thought, fucking hell.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah, I hope they don't damage this ship. I love it.
Again, I will say, right, that the beauty of that scene, even though I didn't like Return of the Jedi, I thought Return of the Jedi was okay, but the beauty of that scene is that they're all models. And you can tell that they're models, and the effects were groundbreaking. when you see the Star Wars, the stupid Disney Star Wars, and it's all CGI, there's something that your mind says it's CGI, and your mind doesn't really. I'm speaking for myself, obviously. I just can't get excited about something that's designed in a computer, and I can feel it's not real. But when you watch Return of the Jedi and Empire Strikes Back and stuff like, you can tell that they're models, and it adds something to it, in my opinion. I don't know about you guys, but yeah.
Yeah, the effects for that scene are just fantastic. The only thing what kind of lets it down is the when the generator implodes at the end, the fire. It's just obviously it's difficult to put them together, isn't it? Fire. That's where CGI would be amazing. Just that one little part, just enhance it. But
yeah.
Brian, you used to be a Star Wars fan.
Yes, Brian. I used to be a Star Wars fan. I love this ship. I love it. I predict it will be in the final, I think. I had the toy back in the day, as I've said before. It's totally iconic, unmistakable, and obviously brilliantly designed by Ralph McQuarrie. There's so much action and story in the original trilogy that just revolves around it. It's old, it's kind of knackered, but like myself, but it's still got it, unlike myself. It's the saddest thing about this is it was utterly neutered in Solo. And stolen by Rey along with Aunt Beru's knickers, as he would say. So I think this is, in my opinion, it's beaten only by the other Star Wars ship in this vote, and that is the X-Wing.
There you go, folks. That is the Millennium Falcon. Oh, is it Falcon? Star Wars.
I think the Americans say Falcon, don't they?
Oh, so it must be right then.
I don't know. We say Falcon, don't we? Or did they say Falcon?
I always say Falcon as well.
Millennium
Ford Falcon, mate. I just bought a Ford Falcon, mate. Wrapped around a fucking tree after 2 fucking tinnies.
Okay, so that's the Millennium Falcon, folks?
Falcon.
Okay, so I'm going to close the poll, everybody. I'm going to do a super chat first, though, if I may.
You may.
Watch your headphones, everybody. Joshua for $2 for Z.
Joshua for $1.99 says
Headphones off, everybody.
For Z.
Yeah, go on then. Secret of comedy.
Thank God I had my headphones off for that.
It was milking it as well there with the anticipation. That was fantastic.
That's the secret to comedy, mate.
Timing, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you talk amongst yourselves, if that's okay.
That Brown's a bit of a bastard, isn't he?
You know it. And I'm going to close. I'm going to close the poll, everybody. Not that I think it's going to make any difference now. So talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to close the poll. And it's closed. Let's see if it turns up. Oh, here we go.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay. Tell you what, I'll put the graphics up.
Wait a sec. You didn't ask me or Brian what we thought of the Millennium Falcon.
Didn't I?
No.
You asked me.
You didn't ask me.
What do you think of the Millennium Falcon, Ian?
I think it's great.
I've got a double ear infection. My ears are throbbing at the moment. Sorry, folks. I'm poorly. I'm poorly. Okay, so get this. Poel completes 115 votes. Wow. Okay, so
getting into the popular territory now.
Every time Z does the billions, it absolutely shafts his mic.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
Oh no.
Okay, so bringing up, remember it's the top 2 that go through for the final. Bringing up the rear, TIE Interceptor with 7 Third place, USS Enterprise,
Oh,
NCC 1701
Oh no.
D with 20%. Runner up in second place, Millennium Falcon with 33. That's 33%. But the winner, USS Enterprise, NCC 1701, refit 37.37%.
Thank you, Mr. Scott.
Common sense prevailed, yes. Please talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to do the next.
Well, that's a shocking result for the TIE Interceptor with a tragic 7%. Something of a personal tragedy. And I think, spoiler alert, the fact that the Millennium Falcon has been beaten by at least one of the Star Trek vessels means that we're shafted in the final as well. But we'll have to see.
We don't know, though, do we?
That's not necessarily the case.
No.
Well, you'll have to see what's got next.
That's right.
Possibly we can get Swappers back soon from his holiday and he can fix it with 50 plus votes.
He loves it
Swappers
down
are
there,
John,
though.
mate.
If he had a chance, he'd immigrate to America. Swappers. He loves
Well, put it this way, I'd be carrying his cases.
it.
Yeah. Carry on talking about yourselves. I'm just about to do the doings.
So, Z, what's your classy of choice?
Well, I got to admit, I do love myself a little bit of the acidy stuff. You know, that's really, really nice. I do like a bit of that. I do.
Welcome
Very
to-
Moorish. Keeps you buzzing for 8 hours plus.
Welcome to Drug Confessions on Mr. Brown Alliance.
Confessions of a Drug-Addled Droid on the Mr. Brown Alliance channel. Hello to Colin Archer, or Archer Colin even.
Okay, here we go, folks. This one, choose wisely. Some hot ones in here, folks. Just let me do one little addition. Here we go.
Take your time.
Liberator is Blake 7, by the way.
Oh,
Okay, so
these are toughies.
is it up and running? Yes. Okay, so do you want to? Should we start going through them?
Yes, why not?
Go for it.
Yes.
Go for it.
Oh, look at that!
The original
look at
and the
that.
best. It
Look at
doesn't matter how
that.
many designs they do to try and
Look at
change
that.
it a bit. They can go and F themselves because this is the
Look
original.
at that!
Just look at it. Red 3.
Just
Big
look at it!
Starfighter's X-Wing. You could have used Luke Skywalker's X-Wing.
Yeah, I thought we were going to use the Red 5. Well spotted, Z.
I'll sort that for the final. But that is just such a great render.
I'll cover your pockins. Didn't cover them too good because he got blown to bits.
Yeah,
Poor
big
old pockins.
Dark Shater is no more.
Yeah.
Here you go. Oh, so chat moved up. Smilex. X-Wing, Sex-Wing more like. I'm married. Yeah, you are swappers. Sorry. Chat moved up. Chat's on fire, folks. Yeah, this is pod racing. Yeah, sorry. I've been burgled, which is never nice. This is pod racing. It is. Franco, really tough fucking choice. It is. It is. It is. Oh, look at this. R2.
Do you know what makes me laugh though? Obviously the X-Wing is just for battle because if they were to rescue someone, there's nowhere else for anyone to sit, is there? Really?
It's just
No,
a
not
fighter.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although if it was Disney Star Wars, they would somehow miraculously be able to fit somebody in
in
the
there, yeah.
droid belt or something.
Yeah.
Or perfect for bounty hunting in The Mandalorian.
Mm.
You know, it's just as useful as the N1, isn't it?
Okay. Brian, you used to be a Star Wars fan. Thoughts on X-Wing Fighter?
Yes, I did. This is my absolute favourite of all the ships, and certainly in the Star Wars category, obviously, as well. I loved the toy. I must have played with it for years. I loved the little stickers that you put on for the battle damage, even though I lost several. I think I may have even lost some of the cannons on the edge of the wings as well, but I played with this until it fell to pieces, basically. If this doesn't win, which after tonight's vote I suspect tragically that it won't, I will be in mourning for several days. Not very good in landing in water, it has to be said.
No. I'll tell you what's interesting about playing with toys is that when I
Sex
was
toys.
no, not sex toys. When I was, I guess I played with toys up to when I was 15. So I would play with the X-Wing, use your imagination, fly it around the place and everything like that. Today, kids don't really play with toys, do they? They kind of, kids of 5 play with toys.
If I
6.
may, Ian,
Yeah.
I'm 55. Fuck that, I'd still play with it.
Yeah, I know you would. I'm just saying the new generation, I think they dispense with toys when they reach 6 or 7, and then they're on the phone.
That's what
or
these.
something like that.
Yeah, that's what kids are missing. The
imagination of playing.
The
with
imagination,
Yes.
the physicality of having something like this. They're just happier watching porn on their iPad.
Oh, Jesus.
But every time I see a 5-year-old play with a toy, it always reminds me of Spaceballs when Dark Helmet was playing with his toys. I don't remember that scene. Always reminds me of that. But yeah, no, kids don't, especially today, they don't understand. You need imagination to play. If you had the X-Wing, you need imagination to play the X-Wing, especially if you've only got the X-Wing.
Here you go. Swappers in the chats. Smilex. I got the toy for my 6th birthday. Oh, fucking hell. What a time to be alive. And took it to Harry Ramsden's, which is a fish and chip shop in Leeds, with me. That was an incredible day. Oh, what a time to be alive.
Do you remember, guys, they used to have, especially around my way, they had this shop, right? It's an old-fashioned shop, and it was chock-a-block with Airfix models. Do you ever have a shop where you guys lived?
Mhm.
Yeah, we had them in Castleford, just a trip to the model shop, just to...
Wasn't that magical, though, when you went in there and you saw all the models? You're like, oh, yeah, I'd really like to make that Harrier jump jet one. And stuff like that, and you'd be standing there hoping that wishing you could afford to buy like all these models and make them and stuff.
Yeah,
I ended up making them for real, Ian, in my.
Oh yes, of course, of course.
Ego Kratos, Mr. Brownlands. Who are you talking about? We're having a little joke saying that it's Emperor Kipling or Swappers stooge accounts.
Wait, do you remember the stickers? You had to put them in water, didn't you?
Decals,
and then you have to take them out and stick them to the models.
Ego folks, common people, simpler times. Yeah.
And that Airfix glue, you have to buy the Airfix glue and you have to cut the silver bit off the top.
Yeah, we used to sniff that. It's fantastic.
Polystyrene cement.
Fuck's sake. Do you think of all the endless amount of stories we'd make just in an afternoon playing with all these toys?
Yeah.
That's must be missing something in the kind of later generations. God, I sound like an old bastard.
When I first
to the old bastard
made
stream
an
on Mr.
Airfix model, I didn't know how to do it properly, so I'd stick it all together and then try and paint it. But then my friend said to me, "No, you got to paint it before you stick together, or you got to put the stickers." And then you spent hours trying to, like, for instance, when I made this one, I spent hours trying to paint the little man before I stuck him in. You know what I mean? It's like, just get his eyes right and stuff like that. It's like,
I never had any of the paints I made on me were always chalk white. Every fucking.
Right. I actually brought the paints, I think, for my first model, and I never used them until I learned how to, make the model properly. You know what I mean?
Who would like a top tip? Punchable face. I'll do the top tip in a minute. I hate decals. Always struggle to apply them.
Okay. What?
What you need to do is you need to wash the model kits in soapy water. to get rid of the agents what they use on the mold.
Mm.
Because it's like a
Nice.
grease, you see. So that's probably
Nasty.
why the decals don't apply. Welcome to modelling tips on Mr. Brown Lions. Moving on. Okay. So anything else to add? Anybody? It's
Yeah,
a thing of beauty, isn't it?
it is lovely. It really is. The
Um,
original
see,
and the
here you go.
best.
Occasionally I do this as well. Arch Colin at Mr. Brown Lions. Heck, I still watch a number of modelling channels. Yeah, I will say, folks,
Mm.
watching modelling channels is very, very therapeutic.
Mm.
Yeah.
I used to look at a lot of the models from the Case catalogue back in the day. That was very therapeutic for a young teenager.
What with the flares?
Oh,
With the flares, mate. Girls wearing flares.
Sorry, student. I know. Better late than never, though. Yes. Yeah.
The original.
Oh, look at that.
Um,
Look at that. USS Enterprise.
love to have
NCC,
this model
1701.
now.
That's the TOS, everybody. Look at that.
I would love to have this model now. So amazing.
Was that another model that ended up your brother's sphincter, Ian?
No, no. Dun, 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 dun. Every time I see this model, that's the sound
Really
that
treat
comes
yourself,
into my
Ian.
head.
Treat yourself.
I don't know.
You can. Did Tomy bought a pre-built one, didn't they, recently?
The problem is that I have all my toys in store. Well, not in storage at the bottom of my stairs, which is like I've got a big cupboard at the bottom of the stairs,
Yeah.
and I just don't want to get them out until I move to my new digs, and then I'll.
Okay.
It's just pointless getting them out now. It's just. And my comics as well. I've got loads of comics and
Same here.
annuals and stuff.
I've got a really nasty habit of picking up sci-fi and comics memorabilia from charity shops. So I've got 2 80-litre packing crates absolutely full of loose toys. Not with boxes or anything. Some of them aren't even complete, but I've got 2 boxes of the fuckers from Batman action figures right the way up to Star Trek die casts all over the place.
And the problem with having models in your room is that you've got to keep brushing them.
Model kits, not
fucking
women.
week, because all the dust and all that rubbish on it, So at least if you haven't got a glass case to keep them in, so it can be dust free.
And
you
even
literally
then,
have to keep dusting them, don't you?
Yeah, even if there's a gap,
Yeah,
dust gets in.
exactly.
There you go, Jim D. Question: why does the fuselage plus deflector look exactly like the handheld phaser? Well, it does a little bit. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It looks like the body looks like the phaser. Yeah.
It's funny, in those days when they fired the
good.
phaser, they had to stay really still, didn't they? Because of the visual effect. They couldn't run around and shoot.
Yeah, couldn't really do tracking shots back then.
No,
not with effects on them.
Yeah.
No.
Do you know what? Phasers always remind me of Heated Rocks, because it was that episode where I think Sulu was stuck on a planet, was freezing. He had to fire his phaser at a rock to get heat. Do you remember that episode?
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't that in Star Trek 6 Undiscovered Country?
It was too, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Well, that
It's a
went
nice
nowhere.
ship, isn't it? I mean, it's the ship that really sparked my interest in sci-fi.
Oh, Star Trek.
I think it was around the same time I was watching Star Trek on the BBC and early Doctor Who.
Yeah, BBC Two, Star Trek.
Yeah,
Oh,
everything was just like so amazing, and it was beautiful. I love this ship.
You know what? Sorry, go ahead.
Go on.
No, I was just saying that the episode of Star Trek that scared me as a kid, I don't even remember it, and I can't even remember what the episode was called, was the one where those flying pancakes would slam on your back. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Where they landed on a planet.
Yeah,
Anybody
the one,
remember that one?
the one what was shot in Century City in California.
Oh, was it?
In Los Angeles. Yeah, it looked like snots.
Yeah, I
Green
was so
snots.
scared. I couldn't even sleep that night when I watched that episode.
Really?
Yeah, it was scary. For me, it was scary.
What, the green snot?
Well, they look like pancakes, didn't they? They fly on
Yeah.
your back, and then they'll disarm you or something. I can't remember what they did to you, but
Operation Annihilate, it was called.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
And they possess human hosts.
Mm.
Okay, so here you go. Archer Colin. Yeah. Isn't that the one where Kirk's brother dies?
I can't. All I remember is those pancakes.
Yeah.
What is your favorite '60s episode, guys? Just to go off
Balance of
slightly.
Terror.
Really?
Yeah, I love that episode. Had a proper World War II feel to it.
Same question to the chat, folks. Favorite TOS episode?
Do you know what my favorite episode was? And I, again, excuse my ignorance, I can't remember the episode called. It was the episode where they were in a cowboy setting, and Spock had to
Oh yeah, I know.
the mind so that because everything wasn't real. Because remember, Chekhov died, and they were like, "He's dead, Jim," you know, and they had that big cliffhanger that when it was the break that he was dead, but he wasn't dead because he would just imagine he was dead, and Spock had to hypnotize them or whatever he did. Do you remember that episode? I can't remember what it was called.
Spectre of the
That's one
Gun.
of my favorite. What's it called?
Spectre of the Gun.
Oh, right. I really
That
love
was
that.
when they had the gunfight at the OK Corral.
That's it. Yeah. That's great.
You go Arch Colin, Devil in the Dark.
Oh, wow.
Mr. Barrelites, that's me. Doomsday Machine. I love that episode,
Ah,
especially the. You should check out all the original episodes with the enhanced special effects. Really,
yeah,
really
they're good.
They're just
Good.
spot on.
What about
Mike
Nomad?
W,
What was that episode with Nomad? That robot that was floating. Do you remember that one?
yeah,
Can't remember what that one's called. That was great.
Changeling
was like
from
a-
season 2.
what's Z? I talked over you, sorry, mate.
That was Changeling from season 2.
Yeah. Mike W, the one where Spock has a goatee.
Mirror.
That'll be Mirror.
Yeah, that's a good
yeah.
episode.
Yeah, they're good.
My two, I'm no great expert on this, but I think that both Mirror and City in the Edge of Forever are probably two of the finest episodes of television, never mind just Star Trek. But the one thing that slightly bothered me with City in the Edge of Forever was Edith Keeler has to die, which she doesn't. If she jumps on the spaceship with them, they take her out the timeline and everything will be okay, but I don't think they can afford Joan Collins' wage at the time.
Yeah.
That was a problem. You got some of the episodes. Punchbowl Arena.
Is that the music? Yeah, that one.
You go Nomad, which later came back as Vija in Motionless Picture. Yeah. Okay, so that is the USS Enterprise. NCC 1701 TOS.
Fantastic. Ooh, Battle of the Planets.
You go Phoenix, Gatchaman Battle of the Planets. Who would like to go first? Who's still here? Z, do you want to go first?
As much as I love this ship, I couldn't vote for it in this round. There's so much tougher competition in here.
Yeah.
Some absolute quality ships. No, not to diss this at all. I love the Liberator, not the Liberator, the Phoenix, and it is an absolute beauty. We've gone on about its design, no end of times. It's Fiery Phoenix conversion mode, but I'm sorry, the competition in this one is just too tough for me to vote for it.
That's true. I do love this. You know why? Because was it Japanese? Was it Japanese cartoon? Was it?
Yeah.
Because the Japanese had this way of designing ships, and they always filled it with color as well, which I loved. I mean, I love the blue and the red on this thing, and it does look like a real nice little, ship and stuff. And it's a really good design.
I will say I had a look at Gatchaman the other day on because it's Gatchaman's on YouTube.
Yes.
1970. I think it was 1971 or 72. So it's effectively 50. This is 50 years old.
Holy crap.
Better times, in my opinion.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I didn't realise by the time we got this on BBC, it was well over 10 years old in the 80s.
Cut a lot of stuff out of it though,
Yeah.
apparently, for the kids. So it's obviously
There you
there's
go. Yep. Smilex. Yeah, it's 51 years old. Can you believe it?
Holy crap.
1972. Were we wearing flares at that time? Who knows?
I don't think I was
All the
wearing long
wokers start
trousers.
coming in. Yeah. Hey, look who's here. Listening fat. Hello, my friend. Pizza, wake up. That poo. Hello, my friend. Yeah, I will say, here you go. Sun and Storm. I'm assuming this is Gatchaman or Battle of the Planets.
Mm.
There's over 100 episodes. Can you believe it? I didn't realize there was that many.
I like Princess when I was a kid. That's the only reason why.
Yeah.
Well, one of the reasons why I watched it. I think she's pretty cool.
Brian, are you back?
He's probably drinking.
Okay. So, Brian, are you back? Anything to add then? It was great. It was a really, really good cartoon series.
It was.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. Come home from school, early 80s. Watch it. It's fantastic.
Mm.
Brian,
Yes.
anything to add?
Back. Yes, very briefly, I've spoken this about 15 times now. Love this ship, love the design, love the modular idea. I loved how it was used in the show, and obviously the nice little everything's on fire trick that it did.
Mm.
One of my favourites. Probably won't get anywhere near the final. It'd be nice if it did.
Yeah.
But, I just say that Smite in the previous ship stream, Smilex posted a very dodgy link in the chat, and or in the comments, sorry. And I'm going to endeavour to watch all the episodes from the original Gatchaman that I missed because we watched it on BBC Council telly.
That was cut. Yeah, it was cut.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff was cut.
Okay, so Phoenix, Gatchaman, Battle of the Planets.
Battle of the Planets. What a show.
51 years old. Jeez.
They should make a real life version of this.
You did?
Yeah, did they?
No, they should. I'm just saying they should make a live
Oh, they
version.
did. They actually have done
Oh, have they?
in Japan. Yep. Z will tell you more about it if he's about.
Oh, okay. Well, if they got a link to it, I'd like to see Princess's knickers for real.
Fucking hell.
Okay, so this is the last one, isn't it? Okay, so Blake 7, Liberator. Oh, look at that.
The Liberator.
Look at that. That's a good ship, is that? Who'd like to
It
go
is.
first?
Yeah.
Ian, do you want to go first?
Yeah, this is a really poor old Brian was playing it backwards when he used to play with the toy. He used to think it was very
Yeah, they're all coming in. Like, here you go. Fly in backwards.
good.
Bastard, eh?
I do like this. This is it's obvious that they were trying to compete with Star Trek and they wanted something that looked very much its own thing. And it's a really good design. I don't know who designed it, whether it was the special effects guys or they literally had someone who came in and designed it.
What was it Matt? What's his name?
Matt Irvin?
Yeah,
Did Matt Irvin design it?
Yeah.
It's a really good design. I don't know what obviously the BBC, took stuff and made it like that could have been a squeezy bottle in the middle, couldn't it? Really, let's face it. I don't know. The thing at the back looks like something they use for washing. The front bits are kit bashed, aren't they? With the stick sticking out. The middle bit could be a rocket or a plane part.
Yeah.
The bits at the back could be caps off bottles. Do you know what I mean? But it does look really original. It's a really original design. I do like it a lot.
Brian?
Yes.
Are you well?
Yes. So I'm just replying to Sir Melvin of House Deeply
Okay.
in the chat there. Yes, I'll never be able to live down the fact that for 5 years I played with this toy going the wrong way.
Jeez.
Backwards.
In my defense, I never saw the show.
Mm.
Probby has insisted that I watched the entire thing as an adult again. I don't remember seeing it on the TV, believe it or not. I don't think I even realised that this was from Blake 7 until possibly, shamefully, even more shamefully than playing with the damn thing backwards for 5 years, finding out on this stream, believe it or not. It's not a bad design. It's very, very popular. Has done very, very well in these streams, and it'd be
Until
interesting to
now.
see how it goes up against the big two.
Mm. It is a very original design, though. You got to give it that. Nobody's tried to copy it.
Here you go, folks. Some good news. Here you go. B-roll. We just hit 500 subs. Wow.
Hey, well
Join
done.
the party. Yay. That's half the battle, my friend. Well done. 500 subs. Check them out after the stream. Perhaps give them a sub. Okay. I think I saw just before we came on, there's the 2024 yearbook for Blake 7 out on Sunday. Saw that on Twitter.
My day, they were called annuals.
Yes, they were.
I think the picture of that on the cover had that on the front looked really good. Oh, here you go. Stand corrected. Franco Walker. Mr. Brown Lines asked me. Roger Murphy Leach designed the Liberator. Wow.
Oh, cool. Found
It's
the
a
name.
great ship.
It was a beauty, isn't it? They looked at the Enterprise and went, well, we'll just have 3 nacelles.
They even got a Lego version of the Liberator as well.
Is there?
Yeah, according to this picture I'm looking at now. What if it's real
Ooh.
or is it AI? Here's one for you, folks.
I will say, folks, spoilers. Z, I was shocked when it got destroyed.
It was, yeah, but it was like this bio-organic fungus thing, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
this gloop destroyed it.
I mean, you can defend against energy weapons, but you can't defend up against something that's eating you.
Yeah.
May I just take the heat off myself for a second, Brown, and point to Captain Afterland in the chat, who says, I did the same and worse. He apparently flew the Enterprise upside down.
Brilliant.
Where is it quite far back?
It's okay. I've read it now anyway, unless you really want it on the
okay.
screen. Yep.
Okay, so that's the Liberator. We're never ever going to see Blake 7 again, are we? It's been
I was my friend Dominic Glenn, who did the music for one of the eras of Doctor Who, I can't remember. He was, when I went to visit him, he was doing the radio play of Blake 7, and he was doing the mixing for it.
Oh, wow.
And at that moment in time, which was maybe 8 years ago, I think it was Sky wanted to make Blake 7.
Yeah.
And it looked like it was going ahead, and then something happened and it all fell through. It just didn't happen. But I think if I wouldn't want them to remake it, what I would want to do is I want them to carry on with within that universe, if you know what I mean. It'd be pointless trying to get someone to play Avon, because what's his name played Avon so brilliantly. Paul Darrow played him so brilliantly. It's like trying to get Chris Pine to play Kirk. Oh wait a moment, that actually happened. So you know what I mean? So it's just I think I think they should carry on with the universe and create some new characters. Do you know what I mean? And just call it Blake 7. You know, that's what I think. But anyway.
They may have some logistical problems. I mean, I don't know if they have that many people of colour who are transsexuals, Ian, to fill the...
Yeah, you know what, right? I was thinking about this earlier, and...
You're thinking about transsexuals?
No. That's later. This was Diversity done fantastic, 1978.
Well,
yeah,
the cast.
It was.
Yeah.
I keep saying that
absolutely spot on.
BBC had their what is it? I'm looking for that word. It wasn't called diversity in those days. They had
what's
this
the
rule.
discrimination?
Yeah, they had
Is that what
this
they call it?
rule, that they had to have people in it of either color or from different regions. That was the remit. That's the word I'm looking for, remit. So yeah, they had to include that kind of stuff, and it wasn't called diversity. It was just
Well,
called
they had a
being
Welshman.
common sense, really.
Yeah,
Let's face it.
Welshman leading it.
If
It
you're
is.
talking, sorry, go ahead.
It's
Go
when
ahead,
you
Zee.
don't draw attention to it that it works. With things like Cobra Kai, it's a naturally diverse people, but that's not the
Yeah.
center point of who they are.
Yeah.
They just happen to be diverse, and I think the same ran true for Blake Seven as well. As you did get a nice diverse cast of characters, both male and female.
Yeah.
And what's the other thing that really worked in Red Dwarf is I think Danny John Jules once said the great thing about Red Dwarf is half the cast were black, but nobody ever mentioned it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
didn't even think
that's-
about
that's
it.
the
Yeah,
problem,
it
yeah.
seems strange to be such a massive Red Dwarf fan, and then when disliking The Last Jedi, being called racist just for not liking it, which is pretty obscene. The actual episode of Doctor Who, I thought, started off not too bad on that front. It could have been, they could have played on the difficult time that the individual was having, but then they decided to detract from that and go into full blown cracking you over the skull with the message.
Yeah. I mean, when Blake Seven first started off, they were all white, weren't they? You had Gan, you had Blake, you had Avon, Villa, and who was the girl? Jenna, is it Jenna?
Jenna, yeah.
And Callie. So they're all white,
Yeah, Callie, yeah.
and then they introduced, I can't remember the black girl's name, but they introduced her. And I
Dana.
can't remember.
Dana,
What season did they introduce her? I can't remember. Second season, season 2,
I think
season
it was
3,
second season with
second season.
Sue Lin as well.
Yes,
Season B.
Yeah. So again, BBC missed a beat there again because they have no idea what to do with sci-fi. So they gave them 2 pence to do the effects, and it's a shame really because had such potential, Blake Seven, and the fans were just growing and growing and growing, and they just didn't know what to do with it because they're stupid. Anyway,
That's the BBC
Just back to
way.
Red Dwarf, just very briefly. Apparently, the writers asked Craig Charles's opinion, Dave Lister, about the character of the cat because they feared back then that it could be interpreted as being racist.
Yeah,
you know, and he's played with a kind of bit of a James Brown swagger.
No relation.
Yeah, no relation to Brune.
But he loved playing the cat. I mean, he just loved it. I mean, and Craig Charles, right? He was amazed. He was saying he was amazed how successful it was.
Yeah.
When he did the first season, he thought it was going to go nowhere, and the fan base just grew and grew.
It's funny. I remember the first episode. I was at school back then, and everyone was saying, "Did you see Red Dwarf last night? Did you see Red Dwarf?" The whole place was just buzzing.
Yeah.
I bought my first VHS recorder to record season 1.
How did you?
Yep.
Red Dwarf. I used to have the VHSs of it, Red Dwarf. I used to have them all.
Yeah, we taped them all.
Yeah. It's a shame I got rid of all them.
I figured if the BBC were desperate to go down the kind of diversity route with the next Doctor, which they seem to have done, that if Danny John Jules would have been perfect for that role
But he's
within
not
their
gay.
parameters. Right enough.
Yeah, he's not. That's the thing. You see, that's what they wanted. I mean, if you went 10 years back and you cast, say, Adrian Lester as the Doctor, nobody would have batted an eyelid. It would have been fantastic, and he would have been great. But the BBC is obsessed with women beating white men, and if they're going to be black, they're going to have to be gay. So it's incredible. I find
TV superheroes stuff all seems to have an effeminate black male in it. I don't know if that's on purpose.
I don't know either. I think it's silly. I think the whole thing's silly. I think writers should be allowed to write exactly what they want to write, and shouldn't be forced into putting a person of color into their stories if they feel
Russell T
that's
Davis
not
is
right.
writing what he wants. Anyway.
I know. I mean, look, Russell T. Davies is a good writer,
Is
and you know,
polls closing, everybody.
he's. I don't know what he's thinking of, and I don't know whether he's been forced to put all this stuff in Doctor Who.
Nah,
But
fuck.
if he's got a common sense in his brain, he'll know it's wrong what he's doing. But I don't know.
He's been
I don't
infected.
Yeah,
The poll is closed, everybody. It's closed. Yeah, here we go. So that was the Liberator, everybody. That was the Liberator, Blake 7. So
Yes.
There's loads of pictures of Liberator on the internet.
That's Fleshlight Liberator you're looking at, Ian. There's something else entirely.
No, this one is from the actual series itself, but then again, the picture is quite small. But and there's new ones as well. There's CGI versions of it as well. So
can you hear my cat purring?
no,
Silence.
Brad's pussy is crumbling.
My pussy is purring, everybody. Okay, shall we do some results?
Yes.
why
Okay,
not?
so Poel completes 92. That's 92 votes. Fourth place, bringing up the rear, Phoenix, Battle of the Planets with
Boo, you all suck.
5%.
You all suck.
Gutted.
Third place, Probby's not going to be happy. Liberator, Blake 7 with 6%.
Get in the bin.
Get in the bin. USS, second place, runner-up, USS Enterprise, NCC 1701, TOS, with 42. That's the meaning of life and the galaxy itself, 42%. But the winner, what a surprise. X-Wing Fighter, 45. That's 4-5%.
I'm very surprised that it beat the Enterprise, the original Enterprise, even though it was only 3%, which is maybe only a couple of votes or something. I'm gutted, absolutely gutted that the Phoenix did so badly.
Same.
In terms of the Liberator, I don't feel so bad about flying it backwards now that it's reached a paltry 6%.
It was a tough round, wasn't it? Semi-final, tough.
Yeah, so fair.
Okay, so would you like to know the final then?
Yep.
What have we got?
Okay, so we're going to do the final on Saturday, and I was thinking about the rules. I'll do the entrance first. Okay, so what a surprise! Effectively, Star Trek v Star Wars. What a surprise! Okay, so we've got the USS Enterprise refit. Shall I see if I can do the graphics and look pro? Obviously, StreamYards ain't doing it. StreamYards, there is a bug where when you scroll up, you've got to be quick as fook to click it. Okay, so Enterprise refit. Next one is look at that. Millennium Falcon. Next one is, I think it's this one. X-Wing Fighter. And last, it's this one, isn't it? TOS. Enterprise. So they are the finalists. So USS Enterprise, NCC 1701 refit, Millennium Falcon, X-Wing Fighter, USS Enterprise, the one on screen, TOS. Shall I explain the rules on Saturday?
The rules?
The vote is going to, we're going to do the vote by, we're going to do 4 votes. and obviously vote for your favourite, and it will be the one last place from each vote that will be put out the draws.
Eliminated.
Yeah, eliminated. Can't get my words out. So, and then what we will do is we will reset the vote, and it'll be the last place again until we get a winner. So there'll be 4 votes. That'll
like
be
the weakest
Saturday.
link. Weakest link for spaceships.
Yes,
Hmm.
you are the weakest shit ship. Goodbye, Z. This one's for you, mate.
Oh no.
Joshua for $1.99 in the chat
Cheers,
says,
everybody.
sorry,
Please.
everyone. Thank
No.
you, Z.
No. No.
That's his mic screwed then.
Oh, that was a very reserved one, that, folks.
I love the ending.
I think that's it, folks. We've got 4 minutes. Anything we want to say? I will say, here you go, Melvin's. If you're looking for something to watch later, Zach's Christmas movie battle stream is on. There's a link.
Expect awesomeness.
Melvin, do we know what time that's on? Is it after this? Okay. Anything to add, peeps? Is that a fair?
It is fair.
Result?
I mean, you know, I said I get toys from charity shops and stuff.
Yeah.
I picked up one of those 22-inch long
Oof.
Hasbro giant X-wings for a fiver. And it's absolutely huge. It's immense.
Lucky bastard.
It's enormous.
That's what she said. Are we able to see it on Saturday?
Yeah, sure. I'll dig it out. It's quite close. I'll take a pic.
Here you go, folks. Zach's 3 a.m. for the UK. Yeah. God, as late as that.
I just sent you 2 pictures on X of a Meccano version of the Liberator and a Lego version of the Liberator. So, yeah, strange.
You go, folks. Wise words of common people coming in at the death for £5. Real money, allegedly, folks. As my old dad used to say, what's the point? It'll only grow back anyway. There you go. There you go. So I feel that is it. Anything to add before we go, folks?
Yeah, Doctor Who shit. There you go.
Yeah, there you go, folks. So it's going to be a good final. 2 Enterprises, Millennium Falcon, X-Wing. So Star Wars, Star Trek.
Versus Star Trek. Wow.
Yeah, as it should be, probably. That is it, folks. So, chat, you are wonderful. Fantastic numbers tonight. Seriously good numbers. Here you go. This one's for you, Ian. We're filling for time here.
Shit. Thanks, Rennie.
And Eco. Oops, sorry, chat moved up. Yeah, Trek Wars. Ego coming in at the death. Johnny Lawrence's mum for $5. Thank you, Barbara. I just want to say thank you to our host with the most, Brownie. If it were not for him, we would not have met any of you lovely people.
How very kind.
Very true indeed.
Very sweet.
I think I might sleep well tonight.
Why don't you?
I've got a double ear infection.
Oh.
I've been doing this, and it's been every now and again. I've just had like a hot pulse. Can't even say it, of pain.
In the old days, they used to
in my left ear.
The airdrop thing. They used to have the little eyedropper and stick it in your ear. Do you remember them?
Yeah.
I use Otex. That's really great because you
right.
put a few drops in your ear, and it starts popping like a bowl of Rice Krispies as it starts dissolving the wax.
But never puts hydrogen.
Not
Top
to
tip,
try
everybody:
that.
never put hydrogen peroxide in your ear when you've got a ear infection.
No, don't do that.
No, I should try that. I've Otex, is it called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should try it. Is it good then? Does it clear out the
Yes,
wax?
it's absolutely great. It disintegrates it, and you can actually hear it. It's actively
melts it, yeah.
working.
Oh.
Mr. Brown Lions providing you with ear cleaning techniques and tips. Yeah, it's always better to put the Otex in your ears, leave it in for 10 minutes, then have a hot shower, then it'll all pour out.
Oh yeah, exactly right. Next week,
Is-
warts.
On 2
Is it like-
hours.
Popping candy for your ears.
Yeah.
It is. It's very much like that. A couple of
Rice
drops in there, and you
Krispies.
think, "Fucking hell, there's a party going on in my
You know
ear."
what, folks? You don't get this on Nerdrotic. You know that.
No,
Here
you
you go. The
don't.
Mad Kappa. See, this is stuff I like for $7. 7. May these sevens bring you fortune in your ear infections. Hopefully they will, and hopefully I'll get a decent night's sleep tonight. So I think that's it, folks. I think we're done. Fun this evening. 2 hours of fun. So that is it. We're back. We are back for the final on
Saturday.
I feel we may be talking about Doctor Who as well.
His
so
was day.
prepare for that. So.
Saturday is shit chips day.
Chat, you are wonderful. Thank you for the interaction. Most definitely for the super chats. Common people, you're fantastic. That's it. So take care. I'll thank the guests. I'm rambling now. Mega Geek. Cheers, my friend.
No worries. Cheers.
Zee-ThreePIO.
Thank you for having me on again. Thank you to the panel. Thank you to the chat. We wouldn't be here without you.
I'm just taken aback by how many lovely people turn up. And last but by no means least, not Brian.
Cheers, Brun. Thanks also to Z, Mega, and of course the chat and our wonderful moderators. Thank you very much, folks.
Oh, that's everybody nearly. I will say, folks, please leave a comment, even if you hated it, especially if you hated it. Press the thumbs up. Tell your friends about us. The sub numbers have been a bit slow of late, so tell your friends about us. Yeah.
Even if you hate Brownie, just
Especially if you hate me. So press some buttons, do some typing. You know what you need to do. So that's it, folks. We will see you Saturday. As I said, I'm rambling. Take care, everybody.
Ta-da.
Timing, apparently.